Shalom, shalom, family. Peace be unto you. How's everybody doing? I know it's a challenging time. The last days are, and there's more challenges ahead because prophecy says that. But we can be encouraged because God has already declared what's going to happen, and He can prepare us, and He's sending us signals. We learned over the past few videos that we can decode the heavens. And He's sending us signals to let us know, to tell us ahead of time of what's going on. So let's get started with decoding the eminently heavenly signs. Let's start. So last week we talked about ways that you can begin to learn to decode the heavens, and starting very simply. And so there were 4 ways. I'm going to review those, and then I'm going to expand on them. But who remembers the foundational scripture or truth that we're using for these whole messages? Somebody remembers, they're listening. Genesis 1:14. And God said, "Let there be light in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, seasons, days, and years." So let's look at the 4 ways that you can begin to learn how to decode the heavens. And the first one is stargazing, looking up at the heavens, watching them. Number 2 is research, articles, headlines, keeping up with it. 3 is to study the Farmer's Almanac. That'll bring a lot of information together. And 4 is learning God's calendar and feast. And that word feast is the same definition of signs. Signs are same as signals, which means, seasons. It's the same as seasons, which means divine appointments. So today I'm going to expand on 3 of them, the first 3, and then the 4th one for the calendar and God's feast will be another video. So let's look at stargazing. And there are 4 benefits of stargazing. 1 is familiarity. You learn where the stars are, their locations, what's present. You become familiar. You know what to look for. And when you know what to look for, then the second benefit is you can begin to see the abnormalities, like, what am I seeing this time that I haven't seen last month? For example, this month in August, the planets Saturn and Jupiter are visible with the naked eye. Last month was Venus, and every month you don't see them. There's different times. So then also, that leads to the third benefit of stargazing, which is to find patterns. How often does Venus appear? What time does Venus appear, or different planets? Or even we talked about Neowise, the comet that just came through our solar system. Every 6,800 years. Why every 6,800 years? I don't know, but it's a pattern. Or number 4, you can find out trends. When are the stars most visible? When are they light? When you can just begin to find out these things and understand. So now let's go ahead and expound on research, articles, and headlines. I want to thank one of my Facebook friends, Dorleen, from Columbus, Ohio. She sent me this article, and I encourage everyone, I'm thankful. Thank you very much, Dorleen, that she sent it. It's called a fire-nado, a tornado and a fire. This was happening in California, Northern California, with the fires. This was just from last week. I hope you can see it. It waves a little bit when you videotape another screen, so I hope you can see it. But anyway, when I pulled this information up, actually, Dorleen, I found that the fire-nados are simultaneously happening in the United Kingdom and Australia. I see a pattern or a trend there. I think there's something to that. But anyway, so please feel free to share this, because again, if you're just now watching my videos, I'm a seeker on my spiritual path, trying to reach the higher level myself, higher heights in God. So we're just learning together. I'm hoping to attract more people. I'm hoping for your input, your comments, or like Dorleen to share some information I can share with others. But the third way to begin to decode the heavens is to study the almanac, the Farmer's Almanac. Now the Farmer's Almanac, I told you, have websites. There's two main almanacs. The old Farmer's Almanac, now I have the hard copy, but you can go to the website. And the website for the old Farmer's Almanac that started in 1792, it originated on the East Coast, I think New Hampshire. But anyway, it's almanac, ALAMANAC.com. And they have one that's a newer one that they started in 1818, the new Farmer's Almanac, but the website is farmersalmanac.com. So, but let's share some information that's in here. I like having the hard copy sometimes because it's just easier to keep all the information in one place and I can take it with me. But one of the foundation of the almanac is the calendar of the heavens, what they call. It talks about the astronomy, the eclipses, the bright stars, twilight, the meteor showers. Also, extensive guide on gardening and planting, when to plant flowers and other things, when to prune, when to kill pests, just very extensive. And they have the weather, the prediction of the weather. And also they have a section that's really fun called Best Days. It tells you the best days to do different things. So let me just flip through, for instance, the eclipses here, how they list them. So it tells you the eclipses for each month when they're coming in. Well, when I say each month, it's not every month, but whenever the eclipses are happening, it lets you know ahead of time. And another fun section, the best days. And if you saw my video from Thursday or Friday, you saw me cutting my hair, because in the best days, it said that August 21st and 22nd was the best days to cut your hair to encourage hair growth. So I cut my hair and I'm gonna see. That's how I'm gonna learn about it. Let's see. Okay, 226 here, excuse me. So it's called the best days, and it has all kind of activities that you can do, and they give you the best days. Quitting smoking, losing weight, gaining weight, when to perm your hair, when to have your dental work, when to paint, when to wash floors, when to go camping, when to ask for a loan, that's a good one, when to travel, when to get married, when to prune to encourage growth, when to cut hay, when to purchase animals, when to breed animals, when to mow to promote growth in your lawn. A lot of fun things. And also they have information about the best fishing days. So they tell you the best fishing days, and they also have a gestation chart for breeding animals. But since we're here, let me give you a little tip so you don't have to look it up, fishers. For this month, the best fishing days for August was the 1st through the 3rd, then it stops, and then it starts back August 18th to September 2nd are the best fishing days for the rest of this month and the beginning of September. So get those poles and rods out there, okay? And let's see what else they have. And then, of course, the weather. They predict the weather. And an important way to start using the Farmer's Almanac, if you're going to stargaze, look at the weather, because when it's cloudy, you can't see the stars. So look at those days when it is clear, so you know when to stargaze. But anyway, it's a wealth of information. So again, they have a website, but this is just a book. And I just want to give you an example of the power of, I'll say, merging. Aligning to me is not powerful enough, but merging, coming in convergence with the laws of the universe and the way God is doing things is so powerful. As I had shared with you, I plant according to the moon cycles. Waxing, I plant above ground plants, seedlings, even transplant. And then also there are, when the sun is in different constellations, it's different times of fertility. One of the most fertile times is when the sun is in the constellation of Cancer. So I planted these plants, transplanted them, some petunias, on the waxing of the moon, on the beginning of the sun entering in. It just started like maybe a few days, maybe 24th, 25th, something like that of June. But it was entering into Cancer. It was in Cancer. So I'm going to show you the results. Here, excuse me. This is a petunia. And they get a little bit bigger, maybe a quarter of an inch bigger. But this is a petunia, average petunia. Now this is a petunia that I planted during the waxing of the moon while the moon was in the constellation of Cancer. Look at how much bigger it is. It is like huge. It is about this big, almost half of my hand size. So what I'm learning is when you apply and come in agreement and alignment with the laws of the universe and what God is doing, the whole power of the universe is behind you, and it yields an abundant harvest or whatever you're doing. And usually it is also enduring when I plant according to the cycles of the moon. For instance, I gave someone a flower basket planted in the waxing of the moon, like probably April. They said that basket flowered until almost December, till it was snow. And we don't have severe winters here in Washington. They're pretty cold. But that is just an example of the importance of understanding God's ways, not only for understanding the prophecies, but he's coming in agreement, alignment, coming in convergence. That's the word I want to say. Coming in convergence is very powerful, and what it produces is extraordinary. And again, here is the evidence. God's way, man's way. Okay, family, hope that you learned something that encouraged you. And as always, I want you to remember that those that know their God will do great exploits. Now, if this video added value to your life, please like and share. All right, shalom. Peace be unto you. Bye.